Hey guys, Brett here, and today I have Tom E. Now, I'm really excited to talk to Tom E today because he's actually one of the first people I've ever reviewed when I started my review blog. Back in 2014, I started doing product reviews, and one of the products that I reviewed was a product called Arbitrage Underdog. And now the newest version of Arbitrage Underdog is about to come out, and I just couldn't miss the opportunity to talk to Tom E and talk about the newest version of Arbitrage. So Tom, I think that probably the easiest way to get started is for people that don't know what arbitrage is. Because back in 2014, when I was like first reviewing the older version of this, I actually had to look up the word arbitrage. I didn't know what it meant. So maybe you could explain to us just in general what arbitrage actually is.
Yeah, I mean, it's used everywhere from grocery stores to car dealers to whatever. But what it is let's say you got one guy on the left, you got one guy on the right. So for our purposes, let's say that the guy on the right needs a logo, right? And can afford to pay $3,000 to a big graphics company, so he sticks it on Craigslist and advertises it for say $300. I'm an inner marketer, so I don't know how to make a logo to save my life, but another guy over here, and he's really, really good at that, except he charges a very reasonable price, say $5. We'll get back to that later. So you hire this guy on the right, who's the graphic designer, to make this guy's logo. Work until he's, he works until he's happy. You deliver the logo. He pays you the $300. You pay the $5 to the guy, and then you sit there in the middle and you cash in the difference, which in this case would be $295. So that's much as simple as it gets.
So in essence, arbitrage is being the middleman. It's hooking up is finding the person that wants the job and then taking that job and then giving it to somebody else so they don't actually have to do the work.
Exactly.
A real life example of what actually pops into my head is actually, one of the things that I do is I have rental properties, and the guy that does the flooring, the carpeting for me, like the carpeting and the linoleum and the kitchens and stuff, he actually doesn't do the work. He contracts the work out to other companies. And
right.
His job is to do all the management to make sure that the contracts get signed, and that's basically what he's doing. He's doing arbitrage.
Yeah, or real estate. All real estate is pretty much arbitrage.
Yeah. They find the buyers and the sellers. They hook the two up, and they be the middleman. Now, in this case, though, for this particular type of thing, it's not like you're saying that I'm hooking you up. Like you're just being the middleman and delivering the product. So as far as the customer is concerned, it's coming from you, right?
Yeah, and we cover that in the training area. So they won't be on their own. It's it's full on training so that you don't ever connect the two. You don't connect the left and the right guy. You communicate to this guy and you communicate to this guy.
Right. Yeah, you don't want them to go around you. Absolutely not.
Yeah. You don't want them to be in on it.
Now, this is a product that has existed for quite a while, right? So I think the question that most people are going to have, I already know the answer because I know the world's a big place, but I think the question most people are going to have is, does it still work? Is there still people like looking to get this type of thing done, or was it just a fad from 2 years ago, or what's the deal with that?
No, it still works like gangbusters. I mean, we obviously, our sales page has, it's dripping with testimonials, and we always make sure that they're verified. There's websites, first name, last name, cities, all that stuff. But we keep getting them. I was just chatting with a guy today, and he wanted to promote software, and he said, I've made thousands. And I said, as an affiliate or with the software? No, he goes, with the software, and I'm still making it. And we still get, every time I ask people for testimonials, we just get a flurry. So the thing of it is this is a very, very simple but working business model. All you have to do is just rinse it and repeat it. Some people had people make $200 their first day, but also one of the guys, I can't remember what his name was, one of the guys with testimonial videos, I think it took them 3, if not 4 weeks of rinsing and repeating, doing the same thing over and over, contacting people where most people would have given up. And finally, within about a month, he got his first client, and then his first client turned out to be a repeat client, and he started recommending him to others, and now he's making thousands and thousands of dollars a month. The point is, you get this expecting to make all that money in one day. It's not going to work out, but it's not saturated. And if you're willing to just rinse and repeat stuff, you may get lucky on your first day. It may take 3 weeks. But the thing is, this model works. So all you got to do is do it. And I can personally promise anyone who does it, and you keep doing it and you don't stop, you're going to make money at it. But you can't just sit there with unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, I like that because, I mean, again, like you're saying is, you don't know how long it's going to take. Somebody might get lucky and get one, and get a client in 2 days. Somebody might have to do it for 3 weeks. But the important thing to take away is if you do it, you will make money at it eventually. I mean, you might be a little more lucky, you might be a little less lucky, you might have to wait a little bit longer, but you will eventually make money. And anybody who's like thinking like, oh, 3 weeks or a month of doing something before I start seeing money, I have an online business, obviously, but I also have several offline businesses. You can go 2-3 years in a real offline business before you start seeing a profit of losing money for 3 years. So, I mean, being able to say like, maybe I'm going to be one of the unlucky guys. I'm going to have to wait a month until I start making profit. That's still pretty freaking amazing,
Yeah, and the thing is, when you do that, by the time you've done it, let's say that you're one of the, it takes you a long time. You just, your sync isn't on or whatever. Takes you a month. By the time you've done that, you've learned so much in the process that you're already ahead of the game. So like when you start getting more clients, and you're going to find, I don't know why it is, but once you get that first client, it seems to open the door. That's what everyone's been telling me. Not sure how that works, but that seems to be the norm.
Maybe it's like one of the things that I actually used to do when I was in school a long time ago, when I was trying to put myself through night school. I also had a second job where I actually worked at a call center. Those annoying people that call you and be like, oh, would you like to get a credit card? I actually tried to do one of those jobs. I hated it. I couldn't do it for long. But the thing is you make all these calls, and maybe your first call, you get somebody and you earn a commission. Maybe your 500th call, you get somebody and you earn a commission. But once you get that first commission, you get a sense of confidence that comes across when you're talking to people. So you're like saying once people get their first job, it seems to get a lot easier for people. I think maybe they get a little bit of confidence, and that shows in their proposals, that shows in when they're communicating with people. They now have more confidence that gets them even more jobs.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Yeah, it shows up even if you're just on email. Confidence just through any kind of media, I think.
So what kind of money do people make on these types of jobs? Well, actually, let's take a step back. What kind of jobs are people going to arbitrage? I mean, I don't think, like, you're not going to arbitrage, obviously, carpet cleaning. You're not, because how are you going to find somebody to come to the house to carpet clean?
Yeah.
It's going to be digital jobs. You already kind of hinted at one. You said logo creation. But is there ones other besides logos, or is it just logos?
Yeah. I know you got logo creation. The most popular ones are logo creation, just general graphic design, covers. Kindle covers is really popular. Websites. Intro videos, logo videos, pretty much anything that you can find on Fiverr, and there's a lot. Anything that can be digitally delivered, so there's a huge market for it.
Now, I'm assuming that, anybody could just do this themselves. Anybody can just manually do and try to find jobs on, say, Fiverr or on freelance sites, and find jobs on, say, Craigslist or on posting sites, and try to hook those two people. Anybody, you could do that on your own. But you actually have a software that searches both places, so you can automatically match people up, right? That's what arbitrage is. It's the software.
Yeah, no, anyone could pretty much do this without the software, but it's like they're just not going to make a lot of money because, with Craigslist, you can only do one city at a time. So to be, what takes you 5 minutes, a 5-minute search in Arbitrage Underdog would take you probably, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours. And then you would have to, like somehow record it all, copy it and paste it. And it would be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, so it's almost like back when I was saying about when I was doing the phone calling. The faster you can dial that phone, the more sales you're going to make. And that's kind of where the software comes in. The faster you can search, the faster you can match people up. Obviously.
Well, yeah, especially, on Craigslist, there is competition. Let's be real about it. So when someone posts an ad for a logo, a lot of people are going to reply, and with the software, you have a huge edge because you can get through a lot of states really fast. So you'll be one of the first people to respond. And obviously in the pro version, you got 50 times faster than the regular version. So there you have yet another advantage. But, I'm sure we'll get to that later.
Yeah, if we can go ahead and if you wouldn't mind just showing us the software quick and how it works. I already know how it works because I've seen it before, but if you would show it to us, I'm sure people would love to see it.
All right, so on the left, we have Craigslist. On the right, we have Fiverr. So let's use the logo example since we did that. Logo. And what you do is right here in the basic version, you have all the states. In the pro version, you have a few more bells and whistles. But we're going to use this for now. So let's say we choose California. I like to check mark. This little guy removes spam. Craigslist doesn't have that, but it removes all the duplicates and all the crappy stuff. You can also use exclude filters. You know, I can't think of any good examples, but let's say you're looking for a, you know, I don't know, late model Toyota Camry, whatever, you know, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of like webcam models that show up, and so you would like exclude webcam model and so on. So like it makes it way more effective. And then you just hit search, and then within a few seconds it pulls up all the search results. And let me hit cancel so I don't eat up the bandwidth here.
Yeah, that's a lot of search results already. You canceled that. That's something I want everybody to see. You only let that search run for half of a second and look at all the results already. And that's only in one state.
Yeah, that's just in one state. You basically look at the one, you know, the, I don't know, logo design for a, let's see what this is. It doesn't really matter. It's just an example. But so this is a guy who wants to do a logo, and the compensation to be determined. So it could be anything. It could be $50. It could be $300. It could be, you know, $100, whatever. So what you do is using our templates and using our training, you basically reply to this guy. You know, it can all be done within the software. And if you get the job, then you go over here and you know, whatever you type here auto populates there. Then you hit search right there for the logos. And let me see, let me hit cancel, and as you guys can see, it loads extremely fast. Now the advantage here is we have an algorithm here that doesn't exist in Fiverr. They don't give you all these parameters. So with this, you know, it says right here reading count, which means this guy has done over 8,000 jobs. So you know you can trust him. You get the seller name, his level, which country he is in. But let's say you need delivery in 1 day, then you just hit this, and you see this is delivery in 1 day. He's still rated 10. This guy's done 5,500 orders, so you know he's trustworthy too. So if this ad happens to look good to you, you just double click it, and it opens up. The first time you use Arbitrage Underdog, you may get one of those windows that says, for some reason we think you're a bot. Please, you know, find all the street signs in this picture. You may have to solve the CAPTCHA and stuff. But you know, everyone who purchases it needs to look at the training videos, because we show you how to add proxies and stuff, because you sort of need to do that in 2017, so it doesn't have to talk. Anyways, so you find a guy here, and you know, and if he is a good match, you hire him. And so now you got your guy on the right here, $5, and the guy over here, you know, for whatever, $100, $200, $300, and then, you know, they work until that client is happy, and you cash in the difference. And that's pretty much as simple. That's how it works. That's it.
So yeah, basically you're searching for the jobs on the left, and then you're searching for people to do the jobs on the right, and you're being the guy in the middle, keeping the price difference, because most of those guys on the right are going to do it for 5, 10, 15. Most of those people are going on the left are going to you know, they're going to want to pay even if it's $100. I mean, if you're making $100 and you're spending 15 to get the job done, and they were being low on the logo price and we're being high on the Fiverr price, you're still making $85 and you didn't do the work.
Right?
Yeah, so that's a pretty good deal there. And I was saying before, I was worried that maybe, like, you know, too many people were doing this and maybe it wasn't working anymore. It wasn't, I mean, it's always a concern when it's not bad that something's continuously being sold, because that shows it's being updated and stuff. But always the concern is like, well, this has been done before. But I could say just one state, and you only let that search, you know, for half a second, and it came up with all those results. I'm sure if you would have let that search full, it would have had 2, 3, 4 times that number of results. Oh, yeah. And that's only one state. There's 50 states. And does this search other countries, or is it just the United States?
With the basic version, it does only search the United States. With the Black Label edition, it gets more intense.
Okay. Do you want to stop the screen share?
Yeah. How do I do that? Just click this again?
Yeah. There you go. There we are. I got you. Okay. So the basic version is just the U.S. and then there's this Black Label version. Now, if we could talk about that for a second. I usually don't review OTOs. Because I strongly suggest people should buy based on the offer in front of them. But I do know that there is an OTO in this, and I happen to know what it is because, again, I've known about this product for a while. Yeah. So I think maybe we should probably talk about it a little bit. So sure. Can you tell us what the difference is between the upgraded version and the front-end version?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same bot. The only difference is it's 50 times faster, because of searching state by state, you can actually search the whole country. and it also includes Craigslist Canada, Australia, and the UK. Then it also includes Upwork and then 10 other outsourcing sites. And then you get a whole training on Upwork. And Upwork literally has thousands of jobs every single day. So like it just brutally increases the chances for, for getting hired. So it's, people are super motivated, and really when I take this to the next level, it's a good option. But, the basic bot works perfect, for anyone who wants to make a great living. It's like I said, it's a boosted, hyped, souped up version that works a lot faster. It gets results a lot faster.
Okay, and that's actually a fair OTO, because me as a developer, I know if it's integrating with Upwork and it's integrating with other freelance sites, that's more coding, it's more API integration. It took your guys more time and effort to develop. So for everybody watching, that is a fair OTO. More work deserves more price. It does.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. Sometimes you see OTOs and you're like, why is that even an OTO? But this is a fair one.
Well, right on.
All right. So is there anything that we missed so far before we wrap it up?
We missed it? No, I mean, you pretty much asked all the good questions, so I think we pretty much covered it.
All righty, Tom. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and good luck with your lunch.
Thanks, man.